Hey there, it's Beth, and I am up for Get It Scrapped Saturday on the Spiegel Mom Scraps. And I left this really boring part in the video so that I could talk to you briefly. Every week this month, we are teaming up with Let's Get Sketchy, and we are using a sketch to showcase. And the picture in the beginning was this sketch, and then my turnout. So the Moonstruck paper from Pink Paisley, let's just talk about that really quickly. It is stunning. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I had to have the entire collection. And that is what I did. I have not purchased an entire collection in a very, very long time. And I had to have this collection. I just had to. So I grabbed it. And let me just say, I was not disappointed. Okay, so back to the sketch there. You can see what I'm doing here is I'm mounting these two photos. They're about 3.75 by 3.75. So I mean, they're close to 4 by 4s. And that's not what the sketch called for, but I had to tell this story, and I had to use the Moonstruck paper. That was my requirement for me, because as soon as this paper came in, I knew I wanted to use it right away. So those heart circles were punched out from paper that came in the collection. Some of them are punched out at 1 inch. Some of them are punched out at 1 1/4 and then 1 1/2, I think. And then I mounted the photos on some Nina White cardstock and some fun foam. I have found that with the fun foam, it is really just easier for me to use score tape to adhere it to anything, because anything else I use, it seems to not work. Like, I can't get my ATG gun tape to roll onto it, and wet glue does not work for me. So yeah, I use the score tape, and I love score tape. I really, really do. I love it. You just have to make sure that you burnish it, which is what you see me doing with the bone folder, on really well. So the story I'm telling is a story of the babies. And I used an Ali Edwards old and new story kit that I had not broken open yet. I am way behind on my kits. And it is the story of my oldest walking with my daughter, holding hands. Always. I have taken many photos of them doing this, but for some reason when I was looking for the photo, of course, I couldn't find it. And then I had snapped a photo of my middle walking with my youngest, holding hands. And I just think that it's just so sweet how they've done this, over the years. And it just, when I snapped the photo, all I could think of was my oldest and my daughter doing it, and then how it was kind of passed down to her to do it with her younger brother. Now, that flashback that you see there, you saw me cut it out from a Project Life card that came in the kit. And then I used my white Signo gel pen, because the flashback had white around it, but when I cut it, a lot of it disappeared, and I really liked that white effect around it. So all I did was use my Signo pen and go around it. Now, the sketch calls for the title to be at the top and the journaling to be at the bottom, but I did not want to cover up these hearts. God forbid I covered up those hearts. I just could not do it. So I got the idea of using vellum, and then I realized the vellum really did take away from the hearts, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I moved the title and the journaling, and then I realized that the pen that I had chosen to use, which is my envelope writing pen, that didn't write onto my vellum very well. So I grabbed a slick writer, and the only slick writers I have are a pretty thick point, which was a little disappointing because I had wanted to write in cursive and yada, yada, yada. But I got over that, and I did my journaling, and I told my story. And the story, really all it does say is how when I took the photo of the two younger ones walking and holding hands, that all I could think about was my oldest. And I think I feel so nostalgic about that too, because my oldest just turned 18, which, as we all know, is a huge milestone in life. And kind of just dealing with the fact that I now have an 18-year-old is hard for me. Anyways, the kit also came with these cork hearts that you could separate, and they already have the adhesive on them, which was to die for. So I separated them and I used the outer ring and the inner ring of them, and then you can see the circle ones over there. I left them off of the layout because they just felt to overpower it too much. But you can see I really stuck here with this layout with circles, and the reason why I punched the heart paper into circles instead of squares like it was on the sketch is because of those then and now chipboard pieces, and I really wanted to just keep going with that theme of circles. I adhered that flashback there at the bottom for my title, and then I used a tiny attacher. My tiny attacher happens to be from Close to My Heart, but I'm pretty sure they all work the same. And then I had to grab sequins, of course. So I used, I believe these are the Mocha Mint Chip. I will double check, but I love these sequins. Mint has been my color this year, which is weird because it's not my favorite color, but it has definitely been my color this year. I love everything mint. It's just such a pretty color. So for the sequins, I did not use any of the black ones. I used all of the mint ones and some of the pink ones. And after I put the sequins on the page, I realized how that pretty much like made the page for me. Like it just filled in all those gaps, and it just really brought the layout to life for me. I glued all my sequins down with mini glue dots, and I, took that out of the video so you wouldn't have to watch me do that. And then I went ahead and I had to dig in to all of the embellishments that came with this Moonstruck. Now, I have to say, this layout is way more embellished than I normally do, but I am so happy with it. So I have these clear stickers that I believe, I forget what they say, but they go with the theme of my layout. And I stuck the 3 of those down. Then I played with this washi tape heart for a minute, and I realized that wasn't gonna work, and I ended up using a puffy heart sticker from the collection. And I think that was all that I managed to get onto this layout. I did go and dig through the ephemera pack, but I already had so much going on with the heart circles punched out and everything like that I really didn't think that anything else was going to fit and look right on this layout. Embellishing is something that I do struggle with, and I continue to struggle with, but I'm quite happy with the way this layout turned out, and the fact that I kind of stuck to the heart and circles theme that I kind of had going on. I am really, really pleased with the way it turned out, and I cannot wait to use more of this Moonstruck paper. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you come and play along with us in the Let's Get Sketchy team and get inspired and get scrapping, and share with us on Instagram and Facebook. We'd really love to see what you've got going on. Thanks for watching. Bye.